Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today in this video guys I'm going to do a quick in-depth review of the SpeedyBee F7 Mini version 2 flight controller stack. In addition to unboxing guys, I will be also telling you what are the technical features and functions which this has to offer and how to connect the peripherals to this SpeedyBee Mini F7 version 2 flight controller. So guys, if you are new to assembling drone, ensure that you watch this video till the end so that you do not miss out on any important information or instructions that I have to share. Before we move further guys, if you are new to my channel and not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so that you get the notifications for my new videos. Let's get started. So guys, before we can see the technical functions and features which this has to offer guys, let's quickly unbox this and see the content inside. As you know guys, this is SpeedyBee F7 Mini version 2 flight controller stack guys. Whenever you purchase this, it comes in this small black box. Onto the top side guys, you can see it has a SpeedyBee logo onto the top. Onto the side guys, you have a SpeedyBee.com website where you can see the technical functions and feature which this has to offer guys, and you can purchase it as well. Onto this side guys, you have the barcode information and the name of the product, which is SpeedyBee Stack Mini. The condition is new and made in China. So that is what you have onto this side guys. Onto this side guys, you have the label which says the brand is SpeedyBee, model is TX600, flight controller is SpeedyBee F7 Mini. It does not say version 2 guys, but it is version 2. And the ESC that comes along with this is SpeedyBee 35 ampere BLS Mini 4-in-1 ESC. SKU is SpeedyBee Stack Mini. Input voltage that it can take is 3S to 6S LiPo. That is what is there onto the side of the box guys. Onto the other side guys, you have nothing more than the SpeedyBee logo. So that is what you have on the top of the box guys. Let's quickly unbox this and see the contents inside. Whenever you open the box guys, you can see it comes with some of the stickers with the SpeedyBee logo onto the top guys, which you can stick onto the drone whenever it is final. So this is also something really nice guys. Let's keep this aside. In addition to that guys, it comes with the welcome card. Onto the top of the card guys, it comes with the QR code which you can scan to download the manual and the application guys. And the application for the SpeedyBee is your mobile app guys, through which you can flash the firmware onto your flight controller, change the settings, update the firmware, change the direction of the rotation of the motors, things like that guys. If you want guys, you can download the app. In my future videos guys, I'll be telling you how to configure this flight controller guys, how to upload the firmware and everything guys. So ensure that guys you stay tuned to my channel. In addition to that guys, it also tells you onto the top the link to download the user manual. If you have any problem, the contact or email address to support, and the website for the SpeedyBee guys. If you want, you guys can go through it guys. For now, I'll keep this aside. So guys, inside the box you can see it comes with this foam padding onto the side guys. Onto the center you have the stack itself guys. This foam padding is to prevent any damage due to shock during the transportation of this box onto your home guys. So guys, here you have the flight controller and the ESC as well guys. So it comes with a combo. So let's remove this. So this is your SpeedyBee F7 Mini flight controller guys, and this is your Mini 35 ampere BL Heli S ESC. So let's keep this aside for now and let's see what else is there inside the box. At the bottom of the box guys, you have the accessory box guys. Let's see what is there inside. So this is your accessory box. Whenever you remove the accessory box guys, here you can see you have two types of screws that is included here guys, because this stack supports both M2 screws and M3 screws guys. So it has M3 and M2 screws both included inside the box. In addition to that guys, it has a jumper pin. You have a capacitor for smoothing the input voltage and your JST connector guys. So that is what you have inside the box guys. As you can see guys, there is nothing else in the box guys. Let's keep the box aside and see the components one by one. So here you have the M2 screws guys that it comes with. As I have told you guys before, this stack supports both M3 screws and M2 screws guys, but this is 20 mm stack. So ensure that guys, whenever you buy the drone frame guys, you have 20 mm stack which is available. But the screws that you can install here on this 4 holes guys is your M2 and M3 screws both. So which is also something really nice guys, which is why this SpeedyBee have included both M3 screws and M2 screws here inside the package guys. As you can see, it comes with the longer screws is to hold your stack together. It comes with a spare anti-vibration pad in case you damage any one of them guys. In addition to that guys, it comes with plastic nuts so as to be able to hold the screws together onto your drone frame guys. And then you have the washer to tighten the screw just to give us enough space guys so as to be able to tighten it properly. So that is what it comes with. Now let's quickly see the M3 screws guys. So in this M3 screw packet guys, it is the same. Here you have the M3 screw here guys so as to be able to hold the stack, and then you have some of the anti-vibration pads so as to be able to install it here onto the flight stack guys. Here by default M2 screws anti-vibration pads are installed guys, but if you want to use M3 screws guys, ensure that you use this M3 anti-vibration pads. In addition to this guys, it also comes with this plastic M3 nuts so as to be able to tighten the screws, and then some of the washers which are compatible with M3 screws guys. So that is what you have inside this package guys. In this packet guys, as you can see, it comes with a capacitor, jumper connection, and your wire to connect the power. So here you have the 8-pin JST guys so as to be able to connect your flight controller onto your ESC guys. Here you have the 8-pin JST so as to connect your flight controller onto your ESC using this 8-pin JST connection guys. So that is what it is used for. It comes with this 470 microfarad 35 volt capacitor so as to smoothen the input power which is being connected onto this ESC guys. Onto the ESC guys, here you can see you have two holes onto the power pad guys so as to be able to install this capacitor. This capacitor has this marking onto the side which is marked with negative guys. So this is your negative terminal and the other one is positive. In addition to that guys, also you can notice the negative terminal is shorter than your positive terminals guys. So you have to install negative terminal onto the negative pad of the ESC guys and positive to the positive. So ensure that guys you connect this capacitor in the right polarity whenever you connect. So that is the capacitor guys. And then it comes with XT30 battery connector guys so as to be able to connect your 3S to 6S LiPo onto your ESC guys, and then your ESC will be able to power your flight controller using the JST connection that you have. So that is what it is used for. This is your 16 AWG wire with 200 degrees centigrade tolerance of the heat, and the battery connector has the red wire and the black wire. So red wire is your positive and the black wire is negative. So red wire will go on to the positive terminal of the ESC and the black wire will go to the negative terminal of the ESC. So that is how you are going to connect this battery connector guys. So let's keep this aside. Now guys, let's quickly look at the ESC itself. As you can see guys, here the power pads are correctly marked here at positive and negative, and then you have two holes to be able to install the capacitors so as to smoothen the input power supply. And this is also the pads guys where you will be connecting your battery connector guys so as to be able to power your ESC and flight controller guys. Here onto the side guys, here you have the MOSFETs and the capacitors so as to be able to deliver power to the 4 motor pads that is marked here as pad 1, 2, 3 and 4 so as to be able to install 4 motors here onto this ESC. This ESC supports from 3S to 6S LiPo battery, so you can connect up to 6S compatible motors onto this ESC so as to be able to power the motors which are connected onto this ESC. In addition to that guys, here onto the back side guys, here you have the current sensor so as to be able to sense the current, and then there are 4 microcontrollers so as to be able to get the PWM signal from this JST from the flight controller and then control the speed of the motors which are connected onto these ESC. So that is what it is used for. Here you have the 8-pin JST guys. 4 pins are for your motor PWM signals, 2 pins are 5 volt and ground so as to be able to power your flight controller guys, and then next 2 pins are your current sensor pin and your ESC telemetry pins which are going to be connected onto your flight controller. So here is your 8-pin JST guys. In addition to the JST guys, here you have the copper pads in front of the JST. Just in case you damage your JST port guys, you still have an option to solder the wires from the pads which are coming out of this JST guys, so which is also something really nice. Here onto the side guys, you can see there are 6 pads, 3 each for each motor guys on each side. So here you have 6 this side, 6 this side, so 2 motors here and 2 motors here. Also guys, as you know, this is Bell Heli S 35 ampere ESC guys, so you will be able to change the direction of the motors using the Bell Heli S software. As I told you before guys in my previous videos, there are 2 ways to change the direction of the rotation of the motor. Either you switch any 2 wires of the motors which are soldered onto your ESC, or using the software which is used here is Bell Heli S. That is the software that you need to change the direction of the rotation of the motor right from the software using this Bell Heli S configurator guys. So which is also something really nice guys, so you don't have to desolder the pads just in case your motors are rotating in a different direction guys. So using Bell Heli S software guys, you'll be able to change the direction of the motor right from the software itself guys. Now let's quickly see the flight controller itself guys. So this is your flight controller guys. This is your microcontroller onto the top, which is STM32F722. This is your main microcontroller unit guys. In addition to that guys, here you have 5 volt voltage regulator, and this is your 9 volt voltage regulator. 5 volt supports output up to 2.5 amperes and 9 volt voltage regulator supports total current of around 2 ampere. So here onto the side guys, here you have the boot button so as to be able to flash the firmware onto this flight controller guys. Onto the back side guys, here you have your OSD control. This is your wireless control for your Bluetooth. This is your gyro guys. As you can see guys, this is F7 mini version 2 guys, which is written here in the small letter guys. So guys, this has a new gyro of BMI 270. Earlier versions or version 1 or versions before this for SpeedyBee F7 mini used to have a gyro of MPU 6000. So guys, this is a newer version of the gyro, so it has better sensitivity and better operability. So guys, if you are in the market right now buying this flight controller, ensure that guys you buy F7 mini version 2 guys. So guys, which is also something really nice, so it has a latest version of gyro. This flight controller guys does not have an I2C port, and also guys, it does not have an onboard barometer guys. It will not be able to sense the height, so any features which uses height control or altitude control, this flight controller cannot do unless you attach an additional barometer onto this flight controller guys. On this flight controller guys, you have 3 UART and 1/2 UART. The UART number 4, which is used for input telemetry coming from your ESC guys. In addition to that guys, it has a UART port 1, 2 and 3, which is available free here onto your flight controller to be used. Now let's quickly see the pin diagram guys. So here you have 5 volt and 9 volt output. This is your ground, this is your VTX or your video output, and then here you have 5 volt ground and video input and camera control so as to be able to control the camera menu right from this flight controller guys. So that is what this pad is used for. Onto this side guys, here you have battery voltage 5 volt ground, T3 and R3, 3 volt, 5 volt ground and LED. So 5 volt ground and LED can be used together so as to be able to control the LED strips that you might attach onto this flight controller. Onto the bottom guys, here you have 9 volt ground, T2, R2, ground, R1, T1, 5 volt, buzzer plus and buzzer minus. So buzzer plus and buzzer minus can be used for connecting the buzzer onto this flight controller, and then 9 volt ground, T2, R2 can be used to power your VTX, and then you can use T3 and R3 and 3 volt so as to be able to connect your radio receiver guys. So that is what you can use it for guys. In a minute guys, I'll be also telling you in detail what are the peripherals that can be connected onto this flight controller guys. So ensure that guys you watch this video till the end. So those are the pin diagram guys. Here guys, you can see this is your Wi-Fi antenna guys. These are your LED pins. One is for your wireless signal, one is for your flight controller, and one is for your power. This is your OSD chip guys, and then you have your wireless controller chip here on board. As you can see guys, onto this flight controller, here you have USB type C port so as to be able to flash the firmware by connecting this to your PC using Betaflight guys. So in my future videos guys, as I told you before, I'll be doing the firmware upload onto this flight controller guys, so ensure that you stay tuned to my channel so that you do not miss out on those videos. So this is it guys, this is your physical specifications of the flight controller guys and other peripherals that came along with this in the box guys. Now let's quickly see the technical specifications and feature which this flight controller has to offer. So guys, as per the technical specification goes for this SpeedyBee F7 mini flight controller guys, it has an onboard microcontroller unit of STM32F722. So this is F7 flight controller guys with a 32-bit microcontroller. It has an inbuilt IMU with BMI 270 for all the current batches or version 2, which I have here. If you have purchased this SpeedyBee F7 mini before then May 2022, you will have an inbuilt gyro of MPU 6000. It has a USB port of type C. It does not have an inbuilt barometer, so it might not be able to sense the height of the drone guys. So ensure that guys, if you need a barometer, you need to connect it as an interface onto this flight controller. It has an on-screen display chip which is 87456 chip, and it has a Bluetooth support which you have to enable on internal UART 6 with a baud rate of 1150-100. As you know guys, it does not have a inbuilt Wi-Fi, so you will not be able to flash the firmware remotely or analyze the black box data, but then you will be always able to configure the flight controller remotely using the SpeedyBee app via Bluetooth connection. Since this is a mini SpeedyBee F7 flight controller guys, it has a soldering pad for DJI Air unit. It has an inbuilt flash memory for the black box for 8 MB and has an onboard current sensor with a scale of 250 and an offset of -500. It has an inbuilt pad for the Betaflight camera control so as to be able to control the menu option of the camera that you connected onto the flight controller. This flight controller you can operate using 3S LiPo to 6S LiPo, which is also something really nice. It has an onboard 5-volt regulator guys, so it has 6 groups of 5-volt output pads with 5 pads and 1 pad for the buzzer output, with a total load that it can support for the 5-volt peripherals is 2.5 ampere. It has 2 9-volt output port as well. It has an onboard 9-volt voltage regulator as well with 2 pads of 9 volt each, which can support a total current load of 2 ampere. It has an onboard 3.3 volt output as well, which get powered up whenever you connect the USB onto this flight controller guys, which can support a current load of around 500 milliampere. It has an ESC signal pads from M1 to M4 so as to send the PWM signal onto the ESC which is connected to this flight controller. It has 3 full UARTs, UART 1, UART 2 and UART 3 for the peripherals, and 1 half UART, UART 4 for the ESC telemetry. It does not have any I2C port, so guys you cannot connect any I2C peripherals onto this flight controller. It has an onboard LED pad which uses an ARGB LED light of WS2812 so as to be able to control the lights. It has an onboard buzzer pad for buzzer plus and buzzer minus, which supports a 5-volt buzzer to be connected onto this flight controller. It has a boot button on board so as to be able to boot this flight controller into the DFU mode so as to be able to flash the firmware onto this flight controller. It does not have an separate RSSI port, so you will not be able to connect any external RSSI signal onto this flight controller. It has an inbuilt smart port functionality which can be used on any free UART which is available onto the flight controller to which you have not connected any other peripherals. So these are the technical specification of the flight controller guys. As you know guys, I have purchased a stack of SpeedyBee F7 mini, so it comes with an ESC as well. So let's quickly see the ESC specifications as well. So it comes with SpeedyBee 35 ampere Bell Heli S mini 4-in-1 ESC. As per the specification goes, it has an onboard firmware of Bell Heli S GH40 right out of the box. It can support a continuous current of 35 ampere to each of the 4 motors which are connected onto the ESC with a burst current support of 45 amperes for 5 seconds. The ESC protocol that it supports is T-Short 300 and 600. The power input for this ESC is 3S to 6S LiPo. The power output that it gives out is a VPAT, which in turn will be transmitted onto your flight controller so as to power your flight controller. It has an onboard current sensor with a scale of 250 with an offset of -500. It is a 20 mm by 20 mm stack, guys, with 3.6 mm hole diameter, so it can take both M2 screws and M3 screws to install this ESC onto your drone frame, guys. It has a dimension of 35 by 35 and a height of 5.5 mm with a weight of around 7 grams. So these are the technical specifications and feature of this SpeedyBee Mini F7 flight controller stack, guys. Now let's quickly see how to connect the peripherals onto this flight controller. As you know, guys, this flight controller and ESC comes with this JST pin on each of them. So your ESC and your flight controller both has the JST, and there is a jumper connector, guys, included in the package as well. So you will be able to connect your ESC onto your flight controller directly using this jumper connection, which is available right here on both of them. Using this jumper connection, guys, you will be sending the ground and the voltage signal, or the ground and the VPAT onto your flight controller so as to power it up, and then from M1 to M4 will be the PWM signal sent by your flight controller onto your ESC so as to be able to control the speed and the direction of your motors which are connected to ESC. In addition to that, guys, it has a current sensor and there is an NA port. NA port is basically your ESC telemetry port, which is not available on this ESC. So guys, this does not support an ESC telemetry, guys, but here you have a port on your flight controller which is your UART half port so as to get the telemetry, but your ESC does not support that, which is why, guys, there is an NA connection here, guys, but then you always connect the wires. So that is it, guys. So that is how you connect your flight controller onto your ESC. Now let's quickly see how to connect the peripherals onto your flight controller. Here you can see, guys, onto the one side of your flight controller you have video in, ground and 5 volt so as to be able to power your camera and get an input video signal from your camera. And then you have an additional camera control port so as to be able to control the menu which is available on your camera right from your flight controller, guys. This can be controlled using the configuration that is available in the firmware that you upload onto this flight controller. Here the rest of the ports, guys, as you can see, T3 is used for your smart port or smart audio, and then you have a video output signal coming out of your OST going on to your VTX so as to be able to transmit the video signal. And then you can power up your VTX using your 5 volt or 9 volt pad which is available here on your flight controller. So that is how, guys, you connect the camera and your VTX onto this flight controller. So guys, if you have your DJI Air unit, guys, as a camera transmitter, guys, you can connect it and power up using the 9 volt pad that you have here and ground. And then you have T2 and R2 for your UART connection, and then S-bus connection can be from TX1. So that is how you connect your DJI unit. In addition to that, guys, if you have a radio receiver, guys, it can be connected onto TX1 and RX1, where your S-bus support is available on your TX1 port here, which is your R1 pad on the flight controller, guys. And then you can power your radio receiver using the 5 volt and ground that is available on your flight controller. If your radio receiver, guys, supports 3.3 volt supply, I would suggest it to connect to 3.3 volt, guys, so as to be able to power up your radio receiver whenever you connect the USB port. Whenever you upload the firmware onto the flight controller, you will be able to turn on the radio receiver right from the USB power. So if your radio receiver supports 3.3 volt, I would suggest it to connect it to 3.3 volt, guys. In addition to that, guys, here you have buzzer plus and buzzer minus pad so as to be able to power up your buzzer and connect it to the flight controller. Lastly, guys, here you can see it has an LED, ground and 5 volt pad, guys, so as to be able to connect an ARGB LED strip onto this flight controller and individually control each LED colors and function right from the flight controller itself, guys. So this is it, guys. This is the technical specifications and features of the SpeedyBee F7 mini flight controller, guys, and a detailed review on how to connect the peripherals onto this flight controller. In my future videos, guys, I will also be telling you how to connect any other peripherals if you have onto this flight controller, guys. Ensure that you stay tuned to my channel so that, guys, you do not miss out on my future videos. So this is it, guys. This concludes this video. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please do not forget to hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will try and answer as soon as possible. If you are new to my channel and not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so that you get the notifications for my new videos. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching, and cheers, guys.